What is up, everybody? Back with another most listened to bands of the month video here. This is going to be for October. I've been gone a little while. I was actually in Alaska for a little over a week, from like Saturday to Saturday last week. So that was a pretty amazing trip. I was busy with that. Actually drove over 2,000 miles, which was really cool. Landed in Anchorage, went down to Homer, then back up to Palmer, and all the way around to Fairbanks and back down. So me and my friend I was there with pretty much got around to almost everywhere we could. We actually also went up to the Arctic Circle north of Fairbanks, which was pretty crazy. It was the road they used for, they use for the show Ice Road Truckers sometimes. So, of course, had some black metal going, the nice icy cold atmosphere, perfect for that. But I'll tell y'all, my 10 most listened to bands. If you haven't seen these, I just go to my Spotify account, the stats feature. It lets you know what's been listening to the most over the last 4 weeks, 6 months, and so on. So that's always pretty cool and interesting to look at. But got it pulled up here. My number 10, I got Zentrix, which is a British thrash band. I was actually just listening to them because my friend Nick Franco, I'll have to have him back on the channel sometime, but y'all know him from Sea of Tranquility and other stuff. He asked me if I like them. I'm like, it's been a while since I've listened to them, but I remember thinking they were pretty good. So I went back through their stuff, listened. It is good. I don't love the vocals on a lot of the stuff, but For Whose Advantage is a cool album, classic stuff, but the riffs are really great. Number 9, Megadeth, favorite band of all time. Got their CD sitting here, actually, new CD, Sick, Dying, and the Dead. Love all their stuff, play it a lot, so a lot of times they are in my top 10. Dave Mustaine is my favorite frontman of all time, probably my favorite songwriter. Just love him, love Megadeth. So that is number 9 for the month. Iced Earth, number 8. Love Iced Earth. They got a lot of great stuff. Night of the Storm Rider is one of my favorite albums of all time. Alive in Athens is absolute perfection when it comes to live albums. I've ranked that my number 1 live album in the past. Just so amazing how tight that performance is. Everybody's just clicking perfect on all cylinders there. Number 7, Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, another great classic band, Somewhere in Time. That friend I was with, actually, up in Alaska, he's into history shit a lot, and he said his favorite warrior is Alexander the Great. And I'm like, hold on, I got a song for you, because he doesn't like metal, but so I played him Alexander the Great. He's reading the lyrics, like, super in depth, and he was pretty into the song, so that was pretty cool. Of course, Somewhere in Time is my favorite Maiden album. Love the atmosphere on it. Love the guitar synthesizer use that they brought in for it. Think it, gives it a really cool sound. Love all their stuff from the 80s for the most part. Number 6, I got Riot City, which amazing band, Electric Elite. Their new album that just came out is one of the albums of the year. I won't say for sure if it is or not for me. I'll save that for, my end of the year video. But absolutely amazing stuff. Great classic sound. Really brings the classic sound to the forefront with it. They're one of the leaders of the new wave of traditional heavy metal, I'd say. Easily one of the best bands of that little movement. Number 5, I got Mgła, great Polish black metal. Listened to him a lot. It's been really on a big kick of theirs since I saw him live at Psycho Las Vegas a couple months back. Love Graza. I've got it on vinyl somewhere around here, but love their early EPs. Graza, their first full length from 2008 is amazing. I love all their albums, really great atmosphere, very dark, eerie stuff. Love the melody within their music. It's just so mesmerizing and amazing. Number 4, Laz Rocket. I just ranked their discography a little while back, so I was listening through all their stuff again. They got a lot of great albums. Annihilation Principle, Nothing Sacred, a couple of their best ones, I'd say. Their newest one from 2008 is really good as well. Classic band. They're on hiatus right now. They've got, 6 albums or whatever it is. Most of it is really good. California, Bay Area thrash, sound pretty similar to Exodus if you don't know them. Give them a listen. Number 3, got Ted Nugent, another dude that is really high up on these a lot for me. Love his stuff. I've always got the Weekend Warriors. Love that album cover with him shooting the gun guitar. Looks awesome, from 1978, but he's got an amazing discography, especially his solo albums from like 75 up through probably Intensities and 10 Cities in 81 is like my favorite era of his, but love most of the stuff. A great guitar player. Number 2, Unto Others. Of course, it was October, the month we're going over, so they are a nice, pretty dark-sounding band. The goth elements, I've been a big fan of them since they were Idle Hands. They had to change their name due to some copyright shit. But Unto Others now. Strength was one of my top albums from last year. Really just love their sound. Very unique, and both their albums are great. And my number 1 for the month, surprisingly, is Voivod, which I've been asked about them a lot in the past. I have listened to them before. I mainly just was going back through all their stuff for a potential Big Four themed couple of videos I might do at some point, which will involve all Big Fours, so American, German, and Canadian Big Fours. So might get around to doing that at some point, kind of soon. I don't know, but I was liking some of their stuff pretty good. I'm not going to say too much on it, but Piggy, their guitar player who passed away, RIP to him. He was amazing. A lot of great riffs from him, great tone. But yeah, those were my top 10, and as usual, I'll run through the next 5 real quick that were really close. So 11 was Van Halen. Love him. Eddie Van Halen is one of the best guitar players of all time, of course. Just obvious stuff. Riot, great band, very underrated. You know, love their first 3, especially with Guy Speranza on vocals, amazing voice, but pretty much all the singers they got after him were really good as well. Mark Reale on guitar was another guy that's just super underrated. Eddie Van Halen isn't underrated, but Mark Reale, just fantastic player that doesn't really get too much recognition, but he should. Number 13, Alice in Chains, the only band that I like from that Seattle grunge scene. Really, they're not even a grunge band, I don't think. They're a lot heavier, a lot darker, much better than every other band that came out of that movement. Number 14 and 15 are 2 bands that aren't very well known, probably can't even pronounce them right, but Lifts Letta and Ultra Silvum. These are 2 pretty new black metal bands that have releases from this year, getting ready for my end of the year lists, of course, coming up next month. So I've been listening to those a good bit, good stuff. But those were my most listened to bands of October this year. So as usual, you guys, let me know what you thought about what I've been listening to. Let me know what you've been listening to over the last month. I always like to go through and see that. But yeah, as usual, thank y'all for watching. Till next time.